Hey everyone, Foss here. I know it's been a while since I released a challenge video, but summers in the Midwest are short, so I'm trying to enjoy every nice day I can while they last. I'm releasing this one as a shout out to my dry bread who went out of his way to promote me in his recent gift-only Pokemon run in Crystal. He was the one that got me into these Pokemon challenges to begin with, so this was an amazing moment for me. With that being said, let's get into another challenge. Pokemon has been out for over 25 years now, and something that stuck with these games until the release of Legends Arceus was version-exclusive Pokemon. These are Pokemon that are only available in a certain version of the generation and can only be legitimately obtained through trading if you're not playing that particular version. This is probably Nintendo's method of boosting their quantity of sales, as well as increasing some social interactions involving their Pokemon games in real life. If you were like me as a child and you didn't exactly have that many people to trade with, then there might actually be a chance that you were not even aware of this mechanic. Of course, the box legendaries are technically version exclusives, but most other version exclusive Pokemon are a similar typing and strength between games. And that has me thinking, would one version exclusive Pokemon be a better option than the other when it comes to beating their specific generation? This is the first video in a series of what I will deem the version exclusive versus challenge. Yeah, that's a mouthful. But I'm going to start with my favorite duo, the fire type version exclusives, Growlithe and Vulpix. When comparing their stats, Growlithe actually has a slight advantage here with a total of 350 compared to Vulpix's 299. Vulpix does have a bit more speed and special defense, but Growlithe does have more attack and special attack, which will likely play a larger role in this run. Their movesets differ pretty significantly. Vulpix does start with Ember, but does not learn any other attacking moves that are not fire or normal type, so Brock might be a little bit difficult right off the bat and may require me to use Confuse Ray that I'll learn at level 21. Growlithe on the other hand starts off with Bite, which should give us a huge advantage in the early game. One benefit that Vulpix has is that it does learn Flamethrower much earlier, which could help speed up the run throughout the mid game. Looking at the list of TMs, they both can learn very similar moves. They both have access to Dig, which could come in handy during the Surge fight. Hidden Power will likely play a large role, as I assured that both Pokemon would have the electric type Hidden Power, but I'm not really sure how much damage it's actually going to do, but we'll find out. Let's take a look at the rules. I can only use Growlithe or Vulpix in battle, but I can use other Pokemon outside of battle. There are no items in battle except for held items, and there are no cheats or exploits. And I must defeat the rival at the Elite Four to consider this run complete. If you like this video, let me know in the comments below. Also remember to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this in the near future. With all that out of the way, let's get into the actual challenge. As the sun rises over Pallet Town, we make our way into the tall grass just to be led back to the professor's lab where we obtain our first Pokemon of the journey. I choose to replace Charmander as this will get my rival Squirtle, by far the hardest option for this challenge. Growlithe, who I nicknamed Fox, has a calm nature, so plus special defense and minus attack. Not the best for a dog friend. Vulpix, on the other hand, was nicknamed Hound to complete the Fox and the Hound reference in the only way that I felt was remotely funny. It has a rash nature, so plus special attack and minus special defense. Probably one of the best natures for this Pokemon, honestly. I've given both of these Pokemon the same EVs, so they'll have a fair chance going through this challenge. Setting their EVs at 1 below perfect also gives them both the electric type Hidden Power, which may be necessary to complete this run quickly. After defeating a rival for the first time, we begin our journey that immediately brings us into grinding up levels. You see Brock's gym is up first, and being that Rock Tomb is super effective against both of these Pokemon and neither of them learn any super effective moves against his team early on, I will have no other option than to get both these Pokemon to a level where they can drop Brock's Rock Snake in about 3 moves or less. And after barely defeating the Picnicker in Pewter City Gym with Hound at level 10, I figured I would need to put on a few more levels before attempting the leader himself. Again, Hound only has Ember as an attacking move at this time, but let's see how Growlithe fares in this fight as it has access to Bite early on. The Picnicker goes down without dealing a single point of damage, so I head straight into the Brock fight at level 12 to see how it goes. Geodude actually went down rather easily, and I arrived at Onix with full health. Bite really wasn't doing that much, but it does have that potential to make other Pokemon flinch. As Onix goes for Bind on turn 1, I thought that maybe I could actually beat this one in the first attempt, but he lands a Rock Tomb and my hopes quickly fade as Fox goes down. I head back into the forest to gain a little XP before coming back to give it another try. Taking out Geodude allows Fox to level up to 13 as Onix comes out. This time around it was almost too easy as Bite flinches Onix on turn 1 and then proceeds to miss a Rock Turn on turn 2. So after a few bites, it goes down to earn us the first badge of the challenge. Hound on the other hand was struggling a bit. I had to take the time to grind up to level 17 before giving Brock a try. And this one went surprisingly well. Geodude was a pain to take down and dealt some decent damage with Tackle, so as Onix comes out, Hound only has 29 health remaining. I go for the Shure burn with Will-O-Wisp on turn 1 as Onix misses a Rock Tomb. Ember then deals some decent damage before Rock Tomb lands on the next turn to deal only 10 damage thanks to Vulpix's high defense thanks to the grinding in the forest. After another Ember and the extra damage for burn, Onix goes down. Hound has finally beaten Brock, but it's already 14 minutes behind Growlithe for the challenge. Following the defeat of Brock, I make my way towards Mount Moon. There are numerous trainers along the way and I take the time to fight each and every one of them. Misty's team of Staryu and Starmie is going to be tough. She actually has good AI in this game and has access to Water Pulse. I will likely have to grind our fire friends up here to a level where they can actually take out Starmie with just 2 shots. Not only that, but I'll actually have to be at a high enough level to outspeed Starmie. With its base stat of 115, that might take a while. As we finally enter Mount Moon, we grab ourselves a rare candy and eventually get our hands on not only 1, but 2 Helix fossils. There may be 2 options in this game, but I think there's only one clear winner when it comes to which choice is the better one. Let me know where your favorite fossil is in the comments below. The Nugget Bridge rival battle was up next. He not only has Pidgeotto that insists on using Sand Attack, but Squirtle now has access to Water Gun, so this fight can actually go south pretty quickly. And on the first attempt, Pidgeotto didn't even try Sand Attack once. That's kinda surprising. Squirtle comes out next, and I confuse it right away. If I can manage to make it hit itself in confusion a couple times, I should be able to take it out rather easily. And that's exactly how this battle goes. It chooses to use Tail Whip for some reason, so maybe it would have actually been different if it landed a couple Water Guns instead. Amber's out next and it can't hit us, so that leaves us only Rattata, who brought Hound down to only 12 health, but an Ember and a Quick Attack take it out to defeat our rival. That was close, and one more Quick Attack from Rattata likely would have taken us out, but with that we're moving on. Fox is a whole 20 minutes ahead of Hound at this point and also 4 levels lower. With access to Bite and Pidgeotto's refusal to use Sand Attack, this really wasn't too much of an issue. North of Nugget Bridge, there's a Picnicker blocking the path to the TM for Secret Power, so I take the time to fight all the trainers before drawing the Picnicker away from the gap in the trees, and son of a... Well, it's been a while since I've last saved, so that means we're gonna move on without Secret Power. And yes, I did this in both games just to make it fair. After saving Bill from his little episode he was having, we finally make our way into Misty's gym to take her on for the first time. At level 26, Fox doesn't quite have what it takes as it goes down to Swift from Starmie. As I head back north to do some more grinding, let's see how this goes for Hound instead. At level 28, Hound is struggling just to get through Staryu, let alone Starmie. I hope for the best with Confuse Ray, but Starmie snaps out Confusion on turn 2 to knock us out with the Water Pulse. I'm gonna need some more levels and a completely different strategy. But back again at level 31 this time, Hound now has Flamethrower in its arsenal. Despite being not very effective, it takes Staryu out with just a single shot. Starmie comes out next, and Flamethrower brings it down to just over half health before it confuses Hound with the Water Pulse while dealing some decent damage in the process. What happened next is probably some of the best confusion luck I've ever had, as Vulpix proceeds to land every move it attempts while not hitting itself in confusion even once. Misty actually decides to use Recover this time around, which she's neglected to do in any of my previous FireRed runs, and this really slows down the battle. But after a few more Flamethrowers and some more confusion luck, we had defeated Misty with a time of 58 minutes and 50 seconds. Fox on the other hand had a much easier time on the second attempt. At level 29, Fox is able to power through the battle thanks to its super effective bite against Misty's Starmie. Fox manages to maintain its large lead through gym number 2. Let's see if Vulpix's access to Flamethrower will close that gap over the next few gyms. I do want to take the time to mention that this is the first playthrough for each of these Pokemon, so the gameplay is definitely not optimized. Not only am I gonna judge these Pokemon based on the real time it takes to beat the run, but also the level that they complete the run at and the ease of play throughout the challenge. I could replay both of these with the optimizations implemented, but I would delay the release of this video even further. But if you really want me to do that in the future, please let me know in the comments below. Alright, it's the SSN rival time, and holy cow did I have some clutch flinches with Bite. Fox tears through a rival's team without taking a single point of damage along the way. After defeating a rival, I headed to the captain's core to grab the HM for cut. I wonder what's caused the tension in this trash can there. Oh, you son of a bitch. After teaching Growlithe the TM for dig and capturing some Meowth, it's time to head into the next gym. You may be wondering why I'm mentioning Meowth here. Well, yes, I need them as an HM slave for cut, but they also have the ability to pick up. In FireRed, the pickup ability has a 5% chance of finding PP ups, rare candies, and most importantly, the TM for hidden power. Capturing a whole team of Meowths may help cut down on that late game grinding thanks to any rare candies that we find along the way. I also want to mention that I will be pausing the game at Surge's gym just due to the random nature of the trash can puzzle. The first attempt at Surge was going well, up until Fox got paralyzed thanks to Pikachu's static ability, that is. On top of that, Raichu insisted on spamming double team until it was unhittable. So I eventually go down, but I think with better luck, I should be able to beat Surge at this level. This time around, I choose to just skip the use of Dig and go straight for Flame Wheel to avoid the opportunity for Raichu to stack double teams. This goes surprisingly well, and Fox wins the battle with 69 HP remaining. Nice. As we make our way through the rock tunnel, let's check back on Hound to see how it's doing. I again took the time to teach Hound Dig and catch a full team of Meowth before I make my way into the SSN rival fight. I was a little worried when it came to this War Turtle battle here, but after landing a Flamethrower, I realized that maybe I should have just used that from the start. The rest of his team was an easy one-shot, so it's on to the Surge battle instead. Remembering that Pikachu has the potential to paralyze us and Raichu will spam double team if given too much time, I choose to only use Dig on Voltorb before resorting to Flamethrower for the remainder of the battle. After landing nothing but a Thunder Wave throughout this entire battle, Surge's team goes down to earn us the Thunder Badge. After making my way through Rock Tunnel, I check my team of Meowths to find that they have finally picked up the TM for Hidden Power, which I immediately add to Hound's moveset. Erica's gym is up next, and being that she only uses grass types, I'm sure you know how this one's gonna go. Both Fox and Hound sweep Erica's entire team without taking any damage, which means it's time to take on our rival yet again. Wait, that's not right. I think we're actually supposed to take on the Rocket Hideout next. Oops. Well, needless to say, with the huge level gap, this battle was a breeze. So after embarrassing our rival yet again, we head through the Rocket Hideout where we eventually find their leader Giovanni. His team is well matched for ours, but he still doesn't pose much of a threat whatsoever. All three of his Pokemon eventually go down to a couple Flamethrowers each. After receiving the Sylph Scope, we head back to the Lavender Tower to reveal the Marowak guarding the final room. After sending it back to the land from which it came, I rescue Mr. Fuji before heading back into the Sylph Company to take on our rival yet again. This battle is notoriously difficult and we really must have pissed him off last time. He somehow put on 15 or more levels on each one of his Pokemon over the course of like 20 minutes. So this battle went a little bit differently this time around. I think I'll have to just come back to this one at a later point. So after catching a flightless bird and teaching it the HM for Fly, I make my way to the bicycle path to do some grinding before continuing on. While Hound is busy grinding up levels, let's see how Fox is doing. Whoa. I think we missed something here. I think it's fair to say that Fox actually has a sizable lead at this point, but let's see how he got here in the first place. Skipping back a full hour, we find Fox making his way through Rocket Hideout, where it too makes quick work of Giovanni's team. Fox has such a large lead at this point that we can take the time to gamble our life savings away until we earn enough coins to buy charcoal from the game corner. The Sylph rival was again much more than we could handle, so we make our way through the bicycle path before landing in Fuchsia City, where we take on Koga and his team of poison Pokemon. At level 50, Fox now has access to Flamethrower, which makes this gym an easy sweep. After embarrassing Koga, we head into the Safari Zone, where we pick up the Golden Teeth and grab the HM for Surf, before heading back to the Sylph Company to take on our rival yet again. Pidgeotto is out first, so I go for a super effective Hidden Power before it lowers my attack with Feather Dance. Another Hidden Power takes it out, so Blastoise is out next. It protects on turn 1 before I'm able to land the Hidden Power to bring it down to yellow health, giving Blastoise the option to use Water Gun again, which brings Fox down to low health. One more Hidden Power takes it out, so out comes Growlithe. I was expecting Dig to take it out with a single shot, but Feather Dance must have really affected the power of Dig as it only brings the dog down to low health. Takedown does some okay damage, but any more shots like this will take Fox out easily. Flamethrower drops the dog, and the grass eggs are out next. I had to second guess myself when Alakazam comes out, but I decided to go for Bite, which takes it out with a single shot. And I'm not gonna lie, that was a little bit closer than I was expecting. The Giovanni fight was much better as Fox takes only minimal damage before defeating the fearless leader. I immediately head into the next gym to take on Sabrina, whose entire team goes down easily without dealing a single point of damage yet again. I'm honestly surprised by how often this is happening in this run. Sure, I am over leveled at this point, but there's no way that I could have beat the rival at a lower level than what I currently am. From there, I head south to Palatown, and it's at this point that we're finally at that time where we last left Hound. Blaine's gym is up next, and this was another easy one thanks to Dig. Sure, Arcanine dealt quite a bit of damage, but even if I would have lost, one more attempt would have easily done it. With Blaine down, we only have one more badge remaining in our adventure, which takes us back to Viridian City to take on Giovanni for one final time. The thing about Giovanni's team at this point is it has access to Earthquake, which will deal some huge damage if it lands. It's a good start though, as both Rhyhorn and Dugtrio go down to a single Fire Blast each. Then comes Nidoqueen, who is brought down to only a sliver of health before it gets off an Earthquake to bring us down to less than half health. It eventually goes down, but Nidoking was out next and finishes off with an Earthquake. That was close. Maybe with one more level we can take out Nidoqueen with just a single shot. At level 59 we arrive at Nidoqueen yet again at full health, by attempting to flinch with Bite on turn 1, but it powers through to land the Earthquake for some big damage yet again. Fire Blast takes it out, so Nidoking is out next. Can Fire Blast really take this out with a single shot? Yes, it does! And Rhyhorn is all that remains, and it goes down to a single Fire Blast yet again, earning us the Earth Badge and therefore the final badge of the region. Before we get too far, let's take a look at Hound to see how it's going. At the time the Fox is defeating Giovanni for the last time, Hound is busy chipping away at Koga's gym. This did not go nearly as smooth as it did for Fox. Muck brings us down to just about half health before we're finally able to take it out. Coffin goes down to a single flamethrower, and Weezing decides to poison us instead of actually attacking us before it goes down to a couple flamethrowers. As it goes down, we finally earn ourselves the Soul Badge. I then make my way back to Stealth Company to take on our rival yet again. This time around, Pidgeotto does not get out of Feather Dance, but it does get off a Wing Attack for a little bit of damage before going down to a couple hidden powers. As Blastoise comes out, I decide to toy around a little bit with Confuse Ray and Dig to give Blastoise the most opportunities possible to hit itself in Confusion, which it proceeds to do 3 times in a row before finally breaking out of Confusion. Hidden Power doesn't quite have enough to take it out, so it retaliates with a Water Gun to bring Hound down to low health. One more shot takes it out, and Growlithe is out next. Dig deals some decent damage as it misses takedown on turn 1. With only 25 health remaining, that might have taken us out. One more Dig drops Growlithe, and the Flamethrower takes out to execute those out next. Alakazam was all that remains, and it for some reason chooses to use Future Sight on the next turn, so a couple of Flamethrowers takes it out to finally defeat a rival. Wow, that was insanely lucky, and I probably would have needed at least 3 levels to win this one if our rival had chosen some decent moves and actually landed attacks, but at this point, I'll take it. It's Giovanni time. Rhyhorn is out first and deals some decent damage with Rock Blast before actually going down. Kangaskhan comes out next and for some reason chooses the worst move in the game in the form of Rage, so it goes down after dealing some minimal damage. Nidoqueen is out last and I confuse it on turn 1. I proceed to have some amazing luck yet again as Nidoqueen hits itself in Confusion, gets off a Poison Sting of all moves, and then hits itself in Confusion to knock itself out. That probably wasn't the ideal way to go through Stealth Company, but being that I'm so far behind, I'll take it. At level 50, Sabrina's Gym was another easy one as Hound sweeps her entire team without taking any damage. So with that, Hound has quickly made up some time in the later half of the challenge. But let's see what Fox is up to at this point. On Route 22, Fox is taking on a rival for the final time. Pidgeotto is out first and goes down to a couple of hidden powers, but does get off a Wing Attack prior to going down. Rhyhorn is out next, and I should have just used Fire Blast here, but it goes for Takedown of all things, which only deals 30 damage. One more bite takes it out, so Blastoise is out next. In some previous attempts, I've noticed that Blastoise tends to attempt a Rain Dance boosted Water Gun during this battle, so I decided to go for Bite, hoping for at least one flinch, and I get it immediately. I then follow that up with a hidden power as Blastoise gets off that Rain Dance. One more hidden power is able to take it out before it gets the chance to attack. Then came Growlithe, who was able to get off a takedown before he knocked it out. Execute goes down to a single Fire Blast, so Alakazam is all that remains. I go for Bite, which flinches it, so one more shot takes it out to defeat our rival. With that, we can finally make our way through Victory Road and onto the Indigo Plateau. Checking back on Hound here, we find them in the basement of the Pokemon Mansion where they find the secret key before heading into the gym to take on Blaine. I had to attempt this a few times as I was realizing that Dig was just not going to cut it. I instead choose to rely on Hidden Power to take out Growlithe and Ponyta before Rapidash comes out. Knowing that Rapidash does have the move Bounce, I choose to keep Dig to allow me to dodge the damage from this attack. It actually does come in handy during this battle as I do end up dodging Bounce at least one time, but I realize again that Dig is actually pretty bad in this generation. Flamethrower on the other hand deals a huge amount of damage, so as Rapidash goes down, out comes his final Pokemon, Arcanine. Thankfully Hound has the ability Flash Fire, which renders Arcanine's fire moves useless. This leaves Arcanine with only Takedown as a damaging move. I did anticipate the use of a Hyper Potion near the end of the battle, which is why I chose to use Confuse Ray instead of just knocking it out. But it knocks itself out on the next turn anyways, so it all worked out in the end. Once again, Confusion luck was on my side. That brings us back to Viridian City to take on Giovanni for the final time. At level 59, hopefully Hound has what it takes to take out his Pokemon before taking any real damage from Earthquake. Rhyhorn and Dugtrio go down to a single Flamethrower each, and a crit hit on Nidoqueen takes it out with a single shot as well, so out comes Nidoking. Perhaps that crit wasn't necessary as a single Flamethrower takes out Nidoking as well. Rhyhorn is all that remains, and it survives the Flamethrower and proceeds to use Earthquake. So with that, this battle is over. Wait, what's this? Hound hangs on with just a sliver of health remaining and shows Giovanni that his Hyper Potions mean nothing as it burns the Rock Rhino into the ground, earning us the final badge of the region. The rival battle was up next and Confusion luck yet again was on my side. Pidgeot goes down after only getting off a Feather Dance. Rhyhorn goes down to a single Flamethrower and Blastoise proceeds to hit itself in Confusion twice in a row before going down. So we head into the battle with Growlithe with full health. It manages to get off a takedown before we're able to take it out and execute yet again an easy one-shot. Alakazam again decides not to use a damaging move, so we're able to take it out, and we have made it now to the Elite Four, just 30 minutes behind Growlithe. Speaking of Growlithe, let's see how Fox is doing. First up is Lorelei, and this will likely be the most difficult of the Elite Four members to defeat thanks to her team of mostly water-type Pokemon. I attempted this at level 61, but it became quickly apparent that this was not going to cut it, as I couldn't even take out Dewgong before going down. With that, we're back to grinding. Thanks to having Meowth in my party throughout the majority of this run, we'd built up quite a supply of rare candies, but I did spend some time in Victory Road grinding up levels just to conserve the candies for later on in case they're needed. I gave the Lorelei battle another shot at level 70, 72, and 74, and I was only able to make it to Lapras at the furthest. At level 76, I think I could take out Lapras, which should allow me to win this battle. Dewgong goes down to a couple of hidden powers while only getting off a safeguard. Cloyster then goes down to a single shot, so Lapras is out next. Fire Blast should do some solid damage, and I crit hit to take it out with just a single shot. Wow. We're heading into the Slowbro battle with full HP, and this is the best case scenario. Hidden power isn't enough to take out Slowbro with a single shot, so it uses Amnesia, and from there I knew I had my work cut out for me. It manages to hit us with Surf for some huge damage before finally going down, so Jinx is all that remains. Thankfully, this is the one Pokemon that Lorelei has that's weak to Fire-type moves, so a single Fire Blast takes it out. At 2 hours and 47 minutes, we had finally made it past the most difficult member of the Elite Four with Fox. Taking a look at Hound, maybe Confuse Ray will be enough to make a difference. I tipped the battle with Lorelei right away at level 64 to see how it goes. I was actually able to make it all the way to Lapras with some good confusion luck. As Surf takes Hound out, I realized I'm going to have to grind up some levels if I don't want to waste my time hoping for an overly lucky run. I again head into Victory Road to grind up a couple more levels and find a few more rare candies before attempting to fight again. After way too many attempts, I finally have this attempt at level 81 where everything aligned. Dewgong gets off a Hail, which proceeds to deal some chip damage over the next few turns, as I take it and the Cloyster that followed out with Hidden Power. I then get another lucky crit hit with Flamethrower on Lapras to take it out with a single shot. Hidden Power brings Slowbro down to low health before it hits us with Surf, which brings Hound down to low health itself. I'm honestly surprised that she had not used Amnesia here again, and decided to go for a damaging move instead when I was out of the knockout range. One more Hidden Power takes out Slowbro, and Flamethrower takes out the Jinx that follows. So with that, Lorelei has been defeated with a real time of 3 hours and 32 minutes. Fox's first attempt at Bruno went rather poorly. Usually Bruno's team is a joke, but this time around I had low rolls on attacks and he landed everything he threw at me, so Machamp was able to take Fox down. On the next run though, something strange happened with Onix's attacks. Both his Earthquake and Rock Tombs must have been the lowest roll possible, as they only dealt minimal damage despite being super effective. From there, a combination of lucky misses and poor move choices allow us to take out the remainder of Bruno's Pokemon without receiving any more damage in the process. Let's see how Hound does instead. Flamethrower takes out Onix with a single shot, but brings Hitmonchan down to only a sliver of health. It then hits us with Rock Tomb and gets a speed drop in the process. As Bruno heals it back to full health with Full Restore, I go for a Hidden Power, hoping to avoid yet another Full Restore before taking it out with Flamethrower. Machamp is out next and goes down to a single crit hit. That there is a game changer. The Onix and Hitmonlee that remain don't pose much of a threat, so after just over a minute I was able to take down the glorified Hiker. The battle against Agatha was a rather easy one for both of our contestants. Fox does have the Intimidate ability, which has been adding a small amount of time to each battle throughout the course of the challenge, which should have given Hound a bit of a time advantage, but you would not guess it comparing the real times here. Being the Hound is 5 levels higher at this point is easily able to tear through Agatha's team without any issue. Fox on the other hand was delayed a bit in the fight against Golbat as Hidden Power failed to take it out with a single shot. Being that I had to conserve some PP for Fire Blast for the Gengar and the Haunter that were out next, I had no choice but to throw everything else I had at Arbok. Once that went down, the remaining ghosts were turned into, well, ghosts, and we were moving on. During the first attempt with Hound, I was able to make it to Dragonite without taking any damage, but neither Flamethrower nor Hidden Power were dealing enough damage, so Hyper Beam takes us out. Fox on the other hand was having a tough time just getting the Dragonite in the first place. It arrives to the battle with only 45 health remaining, so a single Outrage takes it out. Before giving it another shot, I choose to replace Dig with Fire Blast for Hound, and then I give it another shot. Aerodactyl actually managed to hit me this time around, so I arrive at Dragonite with only 97 HP remaining. I again hope luck is on my side as I go for Confuse Ray, but Dragonite powers through to take us out with a single Hyper Beam. I think we're going to need some more levels here. Hoping to make up some time, I force feed all the rare candies I have remaining to Hound and head back into the battle, this time at level 88. Gyarados and Aerodactyl both go down to a single Hidden Power, so out comes Dragonite. Fire Blast drops it down to just about half health, and Dragonite then chooses to use Safeguard for some reason. Another Fire Blast brings it down to just a sliver of health as it chooses to use Wing Attack, which is another strange move choice, but I'll take it. A few Flamethrowers and Fire Blasts take out the remainder of the Dragon Master's team, thanks to even more poor move choices by his Dragonairs. Will this win actually make up some time in this challenge? Well, let's see how Fox is doing. I attempted this fight at level 80, and the outcomes were no better. After spending half an hour attempting the battles at different levels, I finally used every last rare candy I have to get Growlithe to level 94. At this level, the battle was rather easy. Gyarados and Aerodactyl go down to a single hidden power yet again, and Dragonite is only able to withstand the Fire Blast before an Overheat takes it out. Since Overheat drops our special attack, I choose to stick with Iron Tail for the remainder of the battle, which ends up being enough to take out the Dragon Snakes. Our rival is now all that stands between us and the title of champion of the region. The first attempt for each of our contestants did not go quite as planned, as Blastoise takes out Fox with a Rain Dance boosted Hydro Pump, and Hound doesn't even make it past the Rhydon that was out second. As we compare each of our second attempts, will Hound be able to power through to win, or will Fox be able to maintain his 13-minute lead? Pidgeot is out first and goes down immediately to a hidden power from each of our contestants. Rhydon is out next and is able to withstand a Fire Blast from Hound and an Iron Tail from Fox with extremely low health. It then hits Hound with Rock Tomb for some huge damage as well as a speed drop. Fox, on the other hand, only gets a speed drop thanks to Scary Face. Both Fox and Hound land crit hits on the next turn to take out the Rock Rhino, so out comes Blastoise. For Hound, I'm going to go for a more strategy-based approach by going for Confuse Ray on turn 1. Fox, on the other hand, is going to try to attempt to win this through Brute Strength and Hidden Power. Luck was on our side yet again for Hound as Blastoise hits itself twice in a row to knock itself out. A couple of Hidden Powers was more than enough for Fox to power through thanks to Blastoise missing a Hydro Pump along the way. Alakazam was out next and dealt some decent damage to both parties thanks to Psychic. Hound was able to take it out with a single Flamethrower, but Fox had to spend a little bit of extra time here as Fire Blast failed to take it out with a single shot. Executor was an easy one-shot for each party, so only Arcanine was left. Arcanine does have access to Extreme Speed and uses it immediately on Hound to bring it down to only a single hit point remaining as it uses Confuse Ray in return. 2 straight turns of Arcanine hitting itself in confusion allows Hound to take it out, and Fox is right behind as it finishes off the Fire Doggo with Overheat. As Arcanine goes down, both parties claim their title as champion of the region and their place in the Hall of Fame. As we look at our final in-game time and real time, there's one clear winner of this challenge. Sure, Fox may have been 4 levels higher than Hound, but Hound's strategy relied heavily on good confusion luck, which means that we would likely get very inconsistent results if we had to do this challenge again. Now knowing what level and movesets to aim for this challenge, I think I could cut off a large portion of time from each contestant, but overall I believe the Growlithe would win each time by at least a half hour. If you think otherwise, please let me know in the comments below. I would again like to thank Madrybread one more time for his shout out and the gift Pokemon only challenge that he has. This again brought many new subscribers to the channel and I cannot thank him enough for this. I really appreciate all of you being here and I hope you stick around to see what else is coming. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments below. Also remember to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this in the near future. If you want to watch me take on some of these challenges live, come follow me on Twitch, link in the description below. I'll be posting more videos like this in the future, but I'm taking a little break for summer so I can build up enough content to have a consistent release schedule come fall. I hope you all have a great summer yourself, but for now, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.